Hi, Taurus. How are you? Cashed in with your December 2019 general reading. And let's get started. I have a lot of Taurus friends. Love y'all. All right, here we go. First card out, the Six of Swords. This is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Moving between cycles and worlds. So this is the promise of a new future, right? This is laying eggs, and that promise of like you've laid eggs and it's not a baby right now, but you know that a baby's coming. You know that the chicks are coming. It's gonna hatch, and then so you know what I mean. So this is that energy. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which is air energy as well, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Sharp vision and spiritual perception. This came out in reverse. So what this speaks to is emotions in the way of proper perception and the need for more color in our life, right? So this could speak to, how are your emotions affecting the way that you're moving and operating, right? How are your emotions affecting your relationships? How are your emotions affecting your business? How are your emotions affecting this promise for the new future, right? Make sure that you check your emotions and make sure that they're not standing in your way. If you need to find new ways of expressing your emotions, do that. If you need to find new ways of coping and getting through your emotions, do that so that it doesn't hinder you moving forward, right? And then we have the King of Swords, assertive authority and counsel. This is air energy as well. This came out in reverse. So this talks about there being too much structure or too little structure, or spreading yourself too thin, right? So just imbalance in general, right? So this talks about, with the first three cards out, it tells me like there is this promise of the new life, or you're working towards something new, or like you want change and transformation, but your emotions and how connected they are to structure and the way that you feel like life is supposed to be and go and unfold is holding you back, right? That's holding you back from this new beginning or this new transformation or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Because next out we got the Hierophant. This is major arcana as well. In reverse, longevity, honor, and spiritual justice. And so in reverse, this talks about putting a new spin on old traditions and old ways, right? Not getting stuck in being so rigid in our beliefs that there is no future. There's no way to see any other way, right? It's kind of like feeling like the only way to be successful is to go to college, and you just carry that belief. So then that blocks you from any other possibility or doorway into newness that you could walk through, because the only door you're looking at is college, right? You refuse to see it any other way, right? Too rigid in beliefs, too rigid in that structure. There's no space for anything new or different to come in, right? This card also talks about scattered energies, like being spread too thin. Yeah. Next out, we got the Sun. This is major arcana as well. This came out in reverse, and this is joys, dreams, and accomplishments. In reverse, what this card speaks to is seeing through rose-colored glasses. What are the things that are around or in your environment, or that are going on around you, or maybe the people whatever, maybe it's your work environment. What are the things that you're seeing through rose-colored glasses and not accepting that maybe you're not in alignment with it, or maybe it needs to change, or maybe this is not the best thing, maybe this isn't the best time, maybe this isn't the best method. And for you, I really feel that energy strongly. Like, try to explore new methods and new ways of doing things, right? New routes to get to where you're trying to get to, right? Don't rely on old traditions. Don't rely on, sometimes it's like people will lay out, they're like, well, I laid out the blueprint for you so you could do it too. Make your own blueprint, right? Like, it's not always about following the blueprint that's been laid out to a T and not getting off course. Like, sometimes you have to make your own way and make your own plan, right? And this is saying that your emotions and your ideas and your feelings around structure could be getting in the way of your progress, right? Like, are you creating, is there any space in your life for you to invite in something new, or to see something differently, or to see a new path, right? It's kind of like, I get this idea of, like, you know, going on a road trip with an older person or an older couple, or maybe it's your parents, and you're like, we can use the GPS on our phones, and they're like, no, go to the computer on the dial-up and print it off from MapQuest, because that's what we do, and that's how we'll get to Grant, you know. And it's like, you're like, I'm trying to show you a new and more efficient and easier and just a different way and method, a new path to get where we're going on this road trip, and you are so fixed and focused on the ways of the past and the old ways we used to do this, or how this way made me feel, that you're not even open to something new, right? This card is also saying, like, well, you know, it's all the same, but be open to things unfolding unexpectedly and in a way that you didn't plan or didn't see. Like, sometimes you plant a garden and then all kinds of other things pop up as well, and you're just like, oh, okay, great, more to the party, cool, this is fun, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, don't be so fixed and rigid that there's no space for things to like beautiful, great things to unfold in your life, because you're like, no, this is how I planned it, this is how I seen it, this is what I'm working on, this is the plan I've laid out, you know. It's just like, okay, and that's great as well. Good for you for laying out that plan, and good for you for having a plan and knowing structure well, but also make sure there's space for God and for the divine and for spirit to be like, watch this. You know what I mean? And like, make sure there's space for that. You know, space for miracles, right? Make sure there's space for miracles in your life. Next out, we got the Knight of Wands. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. Strong survival instincts and impulses. This came out in reverse. What this tells me is you're trying to take on too much, or not seeing opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. It tells me that you need to maintain control and strike when it makes the most sense. Eight of Wands out next, acceleration and movement, right? Maintain control. Maintain control. Don't take on more than what you have to take on, because you are focusing on old structures and ways of doing things, right? Again, it brings me back to like the college analogy. You might be carrying the belief that the only way that you'll be successful in life is if you get a doctorate and then this and then that and that and pile on the degrees and whatever, and you take on all of this and drive yourself nuts because you're not even open to the other ways that could get you where you're going. And I'm not saying that means take shortcuts, right? I'm not saying that that means take shortcuts. I'm not saying that means don't work hard and don't create plans and have structure in your life. But I'm saying that there needs to be a balance. You need to be open to seeing new ways of doing things, or you're just going to arrive at the same old destinations. You have to do something you've never done to get something you've never had. This also speaks to like opportunities popping up for you that you ignore, or opportunities presenting themselves to you that you are not jumping on, maybe out of fear, or maybe out of doubt, or maybe out of not feeling like you deserve it. I don't know. Or maybe out of feeling, again, drawing from those emotions of the past, or structures of the past, or traditions. And these opportunities that come up for you don't necessarily fit that structure, or don't fit that trajectory, or don't fit that plan that you've laid out. So you're like, no, this can't be it. This can't be it. No, this is not you know what I mean? And so this speaks to making sure you're seizing opportunities that make sense and that are good for you as they come up, maintaining control, and striking when it makes sense. Seizing those opportunities when it makes sense, right? And when it makes sense for you. That doesn't necessarily mean when it makes sense in the plan or the tradition or the trajectory, right? If you are in a loving relationship and, you know what I mean, you're having a great time and you guys are super compatible and you have all these plans and everything is in alignment for you, whatever that makes sense. Beautiful, perfect. And then, you get pregnant and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And your boo is so excited and everything is it's just perfect alignment for you. But you know that tradition says, you're supposed to do it in this order and and this is how so-and-so did it and my mom did it this way and so then you drive yourself crazy and lose control because you feel like everything is out of whack because it's not going in this ABC 1, 2, 3 way, right? This says be open to things unfolding unexpectedly. Be open to things coming in different ways that you didn't plan for necessarily. Keep your eyes peeled. And this says when opportunities present themselves that are great for you, seize them. Go for it. Maybe that's your new plan, your new route, your new path coming in that's going to take you to happiness, and you need to seize those opportunities. Bottom of the deck, we got the 9 of Pentacles. This is earth energy, working towards our dreams. This is being persistent, being consistent. This is acting before we're This is putting physical effort towards your dreams, towards the things that you're working on, right? So this is that hard work. This is that Taurus energy. This is that earth energy, grounded energy, right? This is you like, no, I'm a hard worker. I make plans, I seal it out, I go for it. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3 step. And this is great. This is great to do as long as you are balanced and you do create, you're open to things coming in a different way than what you planned for, right? Just have that space to be open, you guys. Be a little flexible. Right? This is saying be a little flexible. Because this Page of Swords, this is air energy. Unexpected magic and energy. This came out in reverse, and this talks about acting before we're prepared, right? So that tells me you don't need to overthink the pursuits that you're after. You know what I mean? You already possess that earth energy. So we know you're going to, be a hard worker at it. We know you're going to make a plan. We know you're going to do all of these things. This is speaking to the other side of yourself that might not be as strong, right? And it's saying while you're working hard, while you're making that plan, be open, as well. Be flexible. Introduce the idea of flexibility into your life. You need that. You need a little bit of that. And this is saying, do things in a different way. If you keep trying to achieve something in one way, try a different approach, right? Try a different approach. There's a promise here of a new future, moving between cycles and worlds, and then working for our dreams. So that's telling me this is what you're working for, and you're trying to get to this promise, right? You got something worked out, or something planned, or something already laid out that you're like, all right, this is what we're doing. This is what we're working for. This is the goal. This is what I see. This is what I want to manifest. And so, but then you go into all of these ways of how you're working to manifest it. And everything here is saying, like, baby, like, be a little flexible. Loosen the reins a little bit. Let spirit help out. You know what I mean? Don't be so in the physical. Allow things to unfold in different ways than what you planned for them to unfold, or how you planned for them to unfold. Don't overwork yourself and take on too much when it's not necessary. Find new ways and new approaches of doing things, and then put your hard work and all of your earth energy, put it onto that, right? Let's pull some clarity. First card out, we got the Dragon. And this is transforming the self and balancing the ego. And then we got the Owl, which is abundance, clairvoyance, and treasures, right? So this tells me whatever this new future is, could be a new opportunity, new relationship, whatever this thing is that resonates with you, right? You're transforming yourself, you're balancing the ego. What this means for me is, for you, and what it speaks to, I feel like, with this spread, is that transformation and that balance that you're doing is you being able to balance out the idea of being strong and in control and hardworking and having that structure and that plan, but then inviting in that flexibility as well, and allowing things to happen and unfold how they will for your highest good, right? The Owl, abundance, clairvoyance, treasures, abundance and treasures, right? So that is the promise of this new future. It brings in abundance. There's treasures there for it. Abundance. There's treasures there waiting for you, but you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible. You have to. That's your work, even if it's hard, right? Be a little flexible. Yeah. And put new spins on old things. Guardian of magic and creativity, snake on the bottom of the deck. Get in touch with your creative side, which will help you to be more flexible and bend a little bit. It'll help you to see that there are creative ways to manifest, and creative ways to bring about the things that we want in life, right? It doesn't always have to be business and by the book. Like, you can tap that creative side to create a new life for yourself, or to bring in a new thing for yourself, or to achieve and accomplish whatever this is that you're trying to achieve and accomplish, right? Let's pull one final card for advice from the Angel Oracle deck. This deck is by Doreen Virtue. Yeah. So you got creative project. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion toward your life, right? So maybe it is something creative that you're working on, but it's interesting that I felt that energy right before we even pulled that card, that you need to get in touch with your creative side if you're not already, and you need to go into meditation and see yourself creating, see yourself being creative, see yourself doing things in ways that you never would do them before, right? And I tell this to almost everyone that I come across, you know, because it's a beautiful exercise to do, because that invites the universe, God, spirit, and life to do new and different things in your life, right? Oftentimes it's like, I want different, I want something new, I want change, but we're not changing anything around us. We're not changing our methods. We're not changing our approaches, you know? And so with the creative project that you're working on, right, there's good energy around it. And, you know, you just need to move forward with it, but allow yourself to be flexible as you're doing it, right? And if it's something else that you're working on or whatever it is in your life, invite creativity in your life. Invite that energy into your life so that whatever it is that you're working on, you don't get stuck in the rigid energy. You don't get stuck in seeing things only one way, right? You're open to infinite possibilities and infinite ways to create and bring in the life that you desire, right? All right, Taurus, that's what I have for you. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Cashton with 3 N's, CASHTONNN. If you would like to donate or book a personal reading, you can find that information in the description box below. And if this video resonated with you or any of the content here resonates with you and you'd like to continue the conversation with me, please like, share, and subscribe. All right, you guys, I will talk to you next time.